Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's 8:08 p.m., 10/21/2019. On the intro, you saw the Apollo coin surging to the front. Apollo currency. This is the beginning. When I say this is the beginning, you have now less than 2 weeks before you are in the first week of November. In the first week of November, you have a big Africa Initiative announcement coming from Apollo, which they have been working with the ADF group to promote national currency use in Africa, along with cross-border trade and blockchain use of Apollo's most advanced blockchain for government use. There's so much going on. The volume is starting to grow for Apollo. Steve made a tweet. We'll show you that in a little bit. Yesterday. No, it's actually today still. God, my days flow. So anyway, we'll get into all that, but let's get into the market breakdown first. You've got Bitcoin at 82.40. You've got Ethereum at 174.78. XRP at 29. What's going to go on there, guys? Come on, XRP. 30s, 40s. Let's go. BCH 232. Also, Litecoin at 54.80. EOS at 2.95, $2.95, and BNB for 18.25. Go down to BSV 112 and XLM for top 10 at 6 cents. You've got that. And now you've got basically the 221 for the market cap and the 18.6 for the daily in the billions. Yes, so the market has a little bit of money flowing into it, but you got to understand one thing. These are investments. Put your money in. Don't watch the dailies. Just let it sit and hold, as they say, hodl. Hold and let the investment do what it's supposed to do. When you get the good ones, they're going to work for you. Speaking of that, Apollo and the ADF group working hand in hand in Africa for the Apollo Africa, based out of the ADF group building in South Africa, with a complete team in that office, including legal and a bunch more. They've been working for many months now and working for what we just talked about. And I'll show you a little bit more in a little bit. But that means when you talk about what's going on, it's a countdown. 15 days, 21 hours, 48 minutes till November 7th. It's probably going to happen a little bit before that. Could happen a little bit after. They get delayed for some reason to announce. But this is the ticket. You have tick-tock before this comes. Once this comes and the government announces Apollo's partnership with them for what they're doing, we don't know yet if it's national currency. We don't know yet if it's blockchain use. You know, it's one of those few, including cross-border trade. This is something that's going to be an announcement that they will make. That will be the beginning, as Steve says, because once one country does the partnership with Apollo, then more will follow. The domino effect. So, yeah, fear of missing out, FOMO, yeah, you're going to see it. It's going to happen. Because what's going to happen here is the stepping stones of what's going to happen. When people get into finding out about Apollo, they all fall in line because they go, whoa, oh, it's got all that. All right, so let's get to some news and then we'll finish up with what I want to say. Will Bermuda be the new crypto center of the world? It may be. They have a lot going on to bring crypto into Bermuda, but they have competition because Dubai wants to be the capital. Malta wants to be the capital. Malta is so far the capital because they do have so much going on in there. But Dubai is putting together a citywide blockchain by 2020 and getting complete coverage. When I say that, World Blockchain Summit is going there. And they have so much that they're building with the city. And this, you'll see so much for crypto in locations around the world. Think about that. You know, for Bermuda, for Dubai, for Malta. Crypto loves good weather. No doubt about that. And nice and sunny. Data model predicts Bitcoin price will multiply 7 times in just 7 months. This article is about what happens after halving, and scarcity aspect. Do I see it doing $55,000 in 7 months? Nope. Do I see it doing 30,000 to 40,000? Yeah. Could it hit 55? Yes. Do I see by the end of next year 100K? It could happen. It very much could happen. Binance to introduce first fiat crypto trading pair with a Russian ruble. Binance, good job. Russia. Moon allows you to pay for, now this one here, you must be careful. Moon allows you to pay for Amazon goods with crypto using the Lightning Network. And it has the ability to do this. Now you can do this, and it uses a Google Chrome browser along with a Brave and Opera plugin. You can do this, but I got to show you one thing. If you're going to pay with your goods on Amazon, right, using your crypto, in my opinion, use your crypto debit cards, BitBoy, 10x, all of them. Those like that are better in my opinion. Using the Lightning Network, which really isn't proven yet, and then you have this situation, culprits can cripple the Lightning Network for just $2,000. You don't wait. This is the thing. You want to make sure your money is safe. Speaking of that, Fortnite, like a late night video game, can help you earn Bitcoins, but can also help you lose Bitcoins. You got to have blank, how can I put, well, I'll just say, you got to have balls to play this game. Because why? You will lose some Bitcoin if you suck. So you better be good at what you're doing. Satoshi Game Studio uses the Lightning Network to integrate the Bitcoin microtransactions within their new video game dubbed Lightning. Most of us are very well aware, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, but the simple thing is when you read this, you see that you can lose money too. There's a penalty for playing badly. You can leave the game when you want to, and you can cash out immediately. So you're going to see a lot of people doing that when they start to lose a little bit of their Bitcoin. Cash out, cash out. So that game, I'm curious to watch and see what happens with that game. CFTC Chair says Ether features likely in 2020. You will probably see that, yes. No doubt about that. Speaking of seeing, go to GitHub and see Apollo's devs working constantly on the code and working to put new things out. And currently they're working on the DEX and more. They're working on fast Apollo to get sub-second speed, sharding updates, and a bunch more. I mean, there's a long list of open files that they're working on right now. So you can see down below here, they have a DEX 2.0 updated 5 days ago. And also a lot of stuff that they're fixing. And basically it's just nice to see these guys keep cooking out the stuff. And why? They've been historic. Sharding, done by the Apollo devs and first bridge out of the Ukraine. Historic. The updater, which prevents forks. Historic. The fastest network in the world. 1 to 2 seconds. I'll say it one more time. Historic. The most private. Can I say it again? I won't. I'll just say this. The most private with IP masking, coin shuffling, and a bunch more. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to preach to you for 1 second, because why? People call me the Apollo expert. Yeah, I should be. I was the first one to really start showing it to the world. When I read about it, investigated it, and saw what they had, the all-in-one that was put together before they even started to raise money, yeah, I knew that sooner or later this would start to cook. I was hoping it was going to be a year ago, but guess what? They are putting a lot together, and they are surprising the world with the DEX and more exchanges. They're doing centralized and decentralized, but this is going to be built, and with this decentralized, cashing out with Paxos, a stablecoin, and more coins will be added, coming and being built, and it's active right now. You can do it using Ethereum or Paxos. The all-in-one is a piece that, when you look at it, the domination over the competition, Apollo has been doing this for over a year and a half, almost 2 years now. for all that right there that you see, okay? You have a decentralized marketplace, alias system, voting system, multi-phase transactions, encrypted messaging, private messaging, monetary system, asset system to issue your own coin. A lot going on. Look at that list. Then, doing what they're doing in Africa with the ADF group, this partnership, I knew when they made this partnership that this would be something that would be historic, that they would do something, because the ADF group is so influential in the continent of Africa, dealing with the 54 nations at the presidential level. So you had a feeling something would happen. And when you have ministers coming from their country to South Africa to meet Apollo Africa with Steve there and the ADF group and Willie and a bunch of others, guess what? Something's going to happen. So in the first week of November, they're announcing something, a major announcement, as they say. And you got to understand one thing. The first country they sign on for the Apollo network and use of the blockchain for Apollo, that is the beginning of the stepping stones for that domino effect. And you're going to see more and more countries go for Apollo. And what's going to happen? One of these days, why are they in Africa? To push national currency use for the hyperinflation countries with Apollo's 0% inflation coin, making the people's lives so much better with no more hyperinflation. Apollo is the solution, and that's something that you're going to see happening in Africa and then other countries around, and I should say continents around the world, because Africa's a continent. So Apollo is about to launch. Great picture right there. Love that picture. With this ADF group working in that office building and the Apollo Africa headquarters in that building, there's something that's going to happen. And Steve made a tweet. We have made big strides down at the bottom in Africa since the start of the R initiative. We have made a point to do things the right way. Instead of focusing on creating instant hype, we have put in the time to build relationships and prove our tech. And that's the key right there. Build relationships and prove the tech. So they have done that, and they will continue to do that with all the different countries they're working with. Look at their website, go to the roadmap, look at all the countries that are listed. The news in November is a result of this approach. Once he made this tweet, the volume started to grow. About another $300,000 since he made the tweet. That's going to be minuscule compared to what happens when you have a new exchange being announced this week, you have Africa the week after. This is your time to get in the ground floor, and basically this is just my opinion. I'm not your financial advisor, but Bitmart, IDAX Pro, SystemCoin, DigiFinex are your opportunities right now, and more, but those are the main ones, to get involved in Apollo. Apollo has the most excitement of any coin out there. And when you look at the countries in Africa, thank you, Mac, for posting this in my Telegram group, because this is really resourceful. You've got all the different countries with their populations. And the thing is, Apollo's working with the hyperinflation countries in Africa. You look at this particular one here, which at least I can't pronounce it, sorry. Lesotho? No, I don't know. But look at that one right there. And I know people give me crap for not pronouncing it, but hey, guess what? It's not natural for me to pronounce it. And I'm not going to say it wrong. So there you go. Lesotho. Nope, maybe wrong. 2 million people in that country, okay? Look at the rest. Multi-millions. Some small, Sierra Leone. It doesn't matter. We're going to help. Apollo is going to help anybody and everybody. So when you look at what's going to happen with the people's currency in Africa, 0% inflation is the key. That is your fix for hyperinflation. And Apollo, go to their website, check it all out, because their platform. The ADF group made a statement in the agreement about the partnership of the full-featured network. In their words, you got to read it. But endless features is what they said. And the thing is, that's why it's an all-in-one. You have a new website coming out to put more emphasis on the all-in-one. And like I said, go to the roadmap page. You have all that information on the countries and what they're doing next year for the DAG consensus protocol, TPS in the 1 million plus, Apollo Cloud. There's the future is just immense for Apollo. The document page is loaded with all this stuff, including the vision announcement for next year. Check it all out, because what's going to happen is, I got to say this, I think Apollo's just going to explode. I really do. I think that once the government announces, and this is the key, once the government announces, Apollo can announce and will announce, but the only thing that really will get the people to invest more and more, and countries to sign on, is when the country excuse me, issues a statement and goes, we have partnered with Apollo for, and then you find out what for. Blockchain use, cross-border trade, national currency. The first national currency deal? Look out. Apollo's going to be minting the coins and the paper money for legal tender in that country, and it will be distributed through the central bank system. Yeah. And that's history, folks. Bitcoin had a reserve set up in one country, reserve set up. This is going to be replacing the current currency, and boom, may run coinciding with something until it takes off. But guess what? Apollo is going to work with one country, and then the domino effect is coming in. That's the future. There's only one coin, in my opinion, in this frickin' 2,000 plus many coins. It has so much going on and is so exciting. Apollo is the news, ladies and gentlemen. No doubt about that. I'll have breaking news when it pops. Everybody get ready.